Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I was getting ready to get out of here and get off to work and stuff, and while I was uploading my morning video, I came across a great video from Speak for Yourself. Speak for Yourself, from the time they got rid of Jabba the Hutt, has gotten much, much better. Marcellus Wiley has gotten to be a great host with Acho. They're actually having real discussions without it trying to get to be where, skip, and the nonsense. They actually have real discussions on it, so shout out to those guys. The big debate in my morning video, in fact, was about Dak Prescott and how Jerry Jones kind of threw shade on him about being a running quarterback. And it's kind of like, you had a quarterback that was about to shatter the NFL passing record. Running the football was not a whole lot of running for Dak Prescott in retrospect. I should have actually looked up the numbers on it. But this kind of points to where the Cowboys were with Dak Prescott versus where it doesn't. Well, people will say, well, the Cowboys are still losing with Dak Prescott, so it must be Dak Prescott's fault. But this is actually a great discussion. They brought on DeMarcus Ware this morning on the show, and they're having a discussion about it. And I just want to get a few minutes of it before I go while I'm waiting for this other video to encode.
And the numbers show why. Take a look. The Cowboys averaged more than twice as many points and passing yards with Dak
twice as many
this
points
season than in the last 7 games without him. Joined now by Super Bowl champion and Cowboys legend, friend of the show, DeMarcus Ware's in the building. Throw him up, DeMarcus, let everybody know. All right, D. Jealous as hell. All right, let me get this started with a football question. Is Dak good enough to fix the Cowboys' issues next season?
I think Dak is one of the guys that can fix one of the issues, which is maintaining a good drive, getting in a rhythm to where now they're not turning the ball over. They can have better stats on offense, score more points. But the main thing you didn't talk about is the defense. The defense needs to be fixed because at the end of the day, when the teams start getting into the playoffs, that's when the defenses wake up. The offenses are there to maintain, control the clock, keep things going, but the defenses, they really turn up. We always know that, and that's not there right now.
Look, I agree with D. Ware, and I think the operative word there, he said, Dak is good enough to fix one of the issues, but Dak Prescott don't tackle nobody. Dak Prescott don't play middle linebacker. Dak Prescott can't cover nobody.
You're right.
So I think we would be foolish to convince ourselves that, well, Dak Prescott were back, things would be different. Again, I submit to everybody, the Cowboys were 1-3 with Dak Prescott. Now, they were losing in like more fanciful fashion, bigger scores, losing by 49-38 to the Cleveland Browns instead of losing 21-3 and 21-6. So they were prettier losses, but they were losses nonetheless. Again, I go back to the year everybody compares this Cowboy season to 2015 when Tony Romo got hurt. The difference is the Cowboys were winning before Romo got hurt. The Cowboys were still losing when Dak Prescott was out there. So I agree with D. Ware wholeheartedly. Like, Dak Prescott can fix one of the issues, but it's kind of like that game when you try to slam the hippos down. You try to hit one, and then here comes another one. You try to, see?
No. It's called whack-a-mole, man. Whack-a-mole.
Like, sure, you could fix the passing offense,
Whack-a-mole.
but then what about the lack of rushing offense? Fix the lack of rushing offense, but what about the passing defense? It's just a game of hungry hippo that Dak Prescott cannot single-handedly fix.
Hey, D. Ware, you know what's crazy about Acho? He must like you way more than me. Because when I say the exact same thing you said, all of a sudden I got to go up here and have 2 hours of debate when all DeMarcus Ware said is that Dak is one of the leaders of this team and obviously a productive player. D. Ware, can you set him straight? Because I know in absence, the heart grows fonder. In his absence, looking at this team, it's night and day. Shouldn't Dak just go out there and perform and his value's gone up just because he's been absent?
You know, the thing is, man, it's almost like the heart left the team.
Oh, my God,
I'm talking about from
heart
a
and
leadership
soul
standpoint, defensively, offensively. I know that a lot of guys been injured on the offensive line. There's a lot of different names on the defense. But the thing is, I'm talking about the heart, the grit when players get out there and really, I mean, when you put them pads on and you hear that, I didn't hear that last night, right?
Nope.
I seen a lot of guys walking around. There's no mentality. There's not a lot of character in the team just from that point. So from my perspective, that's the leadership that's missing that Dak had for the team. Yeah, they were losing football games, but they were losing them, like Acho said, in a different type fashion. But no matter what, they were still scoring. Teams were still scoring a lot of points on the Dallas Cowboys. Again, it goes back to the defense. How can we improve the defense? If you're giving up 150 yards a game, I'm just guessing right now, you're going to lose football games, no matter how you put it. And then if you have guys blowing coverage, not being responsible in the right places, that's going to lose football games regardless.
You run 100.
Marcellus, first off, let me clarify something, okay?
Oh, here we go.
I don't just disagree with you and agree with D. Ware. I just happen to like D. Ware more than I liked you because I grew up in Dallas and I was fond of his play.
Oh, Lordy. Let's kiss ass now.
But that's besides the point. Let me talk to D. Ware's point. I never said that Dak isn't necessarily the heartbeat of the team, but a heart don't matter if you still got clogged arteries. Your heartbeat don't matter if you're still obese. Your heartbeat don't matter if the rest of your body can't function. So Dak Prescott is the heartbeat, so to speak, of the team, but the problem is the Cowboys team already has.
Yeah, but hold up for a second, though. If you got all those other issues and no heart, guess what? You got a dead body. At least if you have a heart that's pumping, you can get some cholesterol medicine. You can go out there and you can lose some weight. You can exercise and fix the other things. But understand, if you got no heart, you're dead. Now back to your previously scheduled show.
Has too many issues in self. Let's not act like Dak Prescott didn't have a whole bunch of empty calorie stats. Can we bring up this full screen for my dog DeMarcus and my dog Marcellus Wiley, please?
Here we go. Here we go.
Nah, you don't have to. But people love knowledge. Knowledge is power. Think about this. The highest percentage of passing yards when trailing by 9 points plus. 47% of Dak Prescott's yards came when the Cowboys were down by 10. That's nearly 50%.
Trying to get back.
You remember when you go into
getting
the
back
store
into
and you buy them
games.
chips? D. Ware don't remember that because you can tell he don't eat chips. But Marcellus, you know this. When you go to the grocery store and you buy them chips, half the bag is just empty air. That's the problem. Half of Dak Prescott's yards are just empty stats. So I'm not saying the Cowboys.
Okay, so let's back it up. Since that's so easy, then how come Andy Dalton doesn't have a whole big old bag of empty calories in? Explain that one to me, Ocho.
Cowboys won't win more or lose more glamorously with Dak. All I'm saying is when they had Dak, they were still losing.
You know what, D. Ware?
Get on him, Wiley.
You already
Get
know
him.
I'm coming.
Get him.
My dog, hey, he's the king of omission. That means he
here
will
we go.
Put up a full screen like that and have D. Ware going back to the homies in Dallas like, damn, I ain't know Dak had all them empty calories. You look at me. Don't look like I eat a ton of empty calories, but it look like that's all Dak eats. And I'm going to tell you how he did it on this one.
Here we go.
Put up there when
Get him.
trailing by
Get him.
9+ points, 46.8%. I did the math. When trailing by 8 points, just one number off, is down to 3% in empty calories. I just made that up right now, D. Ware, but the point is, I'm trying to win an argument up here. Let's be real. I got a real question for you, D. Ware, all seriousness. If we were to insert Dak Prescott into the lineup healthy next year, just like I'm thinking of inserting you into this show instead of Acho, if we were to insert Dak Prescott into the lineup, what do you think the chances are the Cowboys make the playoffs and be a true contender?
You know what the thing is? Manuel Acho talked about the arteries being clogged, but there was heart there, right? You talked about, and he also talked about the empty calories. So if we can shred some of these empty calories, they're going to lean up the team, right? They're going to be a lot more effective. Hey, you're going to unclog the arteries, and guess what? The blood is going to be pumping, right? And that's when Dak comes back this season. And I feel like from that point, they'll also get the offensive line. They'll have a real offseason to where McCarthy can say, this is the motto of the team. This is the character of the team. These are the leaders that I'm putting the seal on their chest that's responsible for when stuff is not going the right way, y'all need to have my back, which is not there. So, again, to your answer, when Dak gets back, they will be a playoff contender because they will have an offseason to get them there. That's where I'm coming
That's
from.
key.
Because they will have that offseason. But I don't see a lot of these things that's there right now. So we got to go with what we got.
Wow.
Let me ask you this, D-Ware, because Stephen Jones said it on the radio show this morning. He said, wait a second. We had a lot of the same guys on our defense last year that are on our defense this year, but we're not nearly as efficient or effective. If you were a defender for the Dallas Cowboys and you know y'all aren't 32nd type talent, you know for a fact y'all giving up 2,000 yards and y'all really aren't that sorry. Are you starting to mentally lose it a little bit? Like you've been in that locker room, you've played at a high level. If you're looking around and you realize we are better than we are playing, at what point are you starting to look at the coaches and say, wait a second now, coaches, this on y'all?
It's been a lot of times where we've been better. We've had, great names, but the thing is we were still losing football games. And that goes to, you got to put the points on the board, you got to put the pads on, and you got to make them things clack a little bit, right? And I don't see a lot of that. And you can always point the fingers and say, it's the coach. But I remember when we were 13-3 with the Dallas Cowboys and we had 16 Pro Bowlers, no matter what play they called, we were bigger, we were better, and we had a stronger mentality in the locker room on we're going to beat that man across from me no matter what the coach is called. But there was leadership that was there no matter what that owned it.
Wow.
Do they actually own what the coaches are saying? That's the perspective that I'm trying to get to. Are the leaders actually buying in with what the coaches are saying? Because if you're going from a 4-3 defense to a 3-4 defense, if you got guys that aren't thumpers, they aren't thumpers. If you got guys that aren't two-gappers, they're not two-gappers. So you get them out. You put the guys in that are going to be effective in what you do, and then you'll start winning football games.
Wow.
Before we let you go, D-Ware, I saw you, what was it, a couple years ago, not even that long ago at the Rose Bowl. I looked the same, still sloppy. You look like you're trying to make a comeback.
All right, okay, enough of that. But D-Ware putting out there some real knowledge on what's going on. Is it the coaches or is it the players? As he put it, I love this. He's like, we had the mentality. It didn't matter what the coaches called. We had the mentality of I am bigger, I am better, and I have a stronger mentality than the guy across from me, and I'm going to beat that guy. And you definitely do not see that out there. You see guys that just seem to be lost. I mean, D-Ware, shout out to Speak for Yourself, because they are putting actually real knowledge out there in real debates. You can be on either side of the conversation, and this is why I'm beginning to really like this show as opposed to listening to Skip Bayless trying to tell us that he was part of the Herschel Walker trade and all the other bullshit that they do. This, I hope, will kind of give you guys at least a little better perspective on what Dak Prescott brings to the team. He is not the panacea, the be-all, end-all that's going to fix the team by himself. We've got to address the defense. We got to address a kicker that misses 3 field goals. We got to address the offensive line staying healthy. But you can do all those things, but if you don't have a quarterback, it's not going to matter. So let me get my butt out of here and get to work. I'm glad I hit this. I saw this morning before I got out here. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace.